Hey everyone, it's Melanie with melaniestamps.com. I'm here today to show you how to make an A2 center stepper card. That's a mouthful. Usually stepper cards are either center or side steps. These steps here, since the center comes out, it's a really cute design. And usually the cards are a lot bigger. And I wanted it to fit into an A2 envelope, so it would be the standard size mailing envelope. So this is how I did it. Let me scooch these out of the way. We're using the Ornamental Envelopes bundle. And that bundle comes with a stamp set and a die set. The stamps are all having to do with envelopes, but there's so much more ideas here. Of course, this ornament stamp is the one we're going to use, but it has the lines for the address, the corner designs. Then these can be used alone, like putting it up here and then having the ornaments come down from it. Or a lot of people have used them as wreaths and just multiple stamped and done a wreath. I saw a wreath the other day with this one here. It was either that one, no, I think it was this one, because it was done with leaves and it was done in green rather than thinking Christmas. They took the little flowers here and made them bright colors and die cut them and made little bouquets, on the wreath itself. And it was really, really pretty. I may play with it like that at another time. It was nice to see a Christmas set being used for another season. So this set, I do feel, is one that you can use all season because of these envelope dies. I've just used one here for the liner, but there's this piece die here is made to fit the top of your envelope. Then the stamps, you have your stamps for your address and your corners. But you have every size you would need. This is a 3x3 liner. This one here is for the note cards in the Stampin' Up catalog. This one here is your A2. And then the one even larger than that, I want to say, I'm not sure if it's 4x6. I think it's an A6, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't want to steer you wrong. I don't think it's big enough for a 5x7, but it is larger than your standard A2. So yeah, you can use these all year long. These are not Christmas related. So that gives you a little more bang for your buck, so to speak. With those dies, you also get this one here. And I had heat embossed these thinking I was going to save paper. I should know never to think that way, because paper's cheap. But redoing the stuff over and over again isn't cheap. I mean, it's time consuming. But I did these thinking that, and then of course I can't cut them in the middle, they overlap. So I am going to die cut these with this die, and that'll die cut all those pretty ornaments out and just use dimensionals and pop them up in another design. Just extra way to use them. The paper we're going to use is from the Christmas Gleaning Variety Bundle. And these ornaments, I'm actually working on another project for a different day of using those, so we'll see those in the upcoming videos. But I went ahead and cut the 12x12 paper down so that you can see it a little better. This side has this beautiful foiling, and I'm not sure how the light hits there with the camera, but I'm hoping you can see that. The foil colors are just, it's all copper, and it's very, very pretty. So I really love this one with all the baubles on it. But the back sides are all just as pretty as well. They don't have the foiling. So here again, these aren't Christmas. They can go any season, except maybe the berry one. But, a nice stripe for a masculine card. This is a real good one for masculine. Lots and lots of ideas there. So I hope seeing the papers up front just helps you a little bit. I myself don't like to buy it without seeing it, so I hope that helps. Now I'm going to bring in my trimmer. And I have already used, let me grab it real quick. Whoops. I'm throwing dies everywhere, people. I have already used this die, which here again, it's an envelope die. But I went ahead and die cut that just to save some time on the bottom there. And in, let's see, a couple of these samples, I actually put the copper foil behind them. And it's kind of pretty. It depends if you're okay with that, you know, being white on the inside. And like this one here on the inside, I added a little insert and put the little tiny ornament in there. That's just to give you some tips. So for this, we're going to make the stepper. This is a 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock cut in half. And we're going to make a top folding card. Now, because we're going to be cutting into the paper and not cutting through the whole piece of paper, I am going to use my Stampin Trimmer. One thing I love about this trimmer is that it has an 1.5 inch space on the other side of the blade. So in this project, we want to cut from 1 inch by 1 inch in. So taking this to show you, we're wanting to cut here, but not cut all that out. So we're going to come in 1 inch. And this just going sideways is just easier for me. Plus having that little bit to where I can go over. We're going to take the blade to 1 inch as well. I'm lining it up here. I hope you can see. I think you can. I'm looking. Yep. Okay, I've got you on a little delay on the side here, so just want to make sure you can see. And then we're going to go to 6.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. It's not written on the white there, but it's right there. And leave this in place, and then just turn this around, and you're going to do the same thing at the 1 inch. I'm not right on top. This is a little bit farther away than I'm used to. Okay, so it is in the paper the same as here, and go back to 1 like that. And besides the little pieces of paper on the outside, we're done with the trimmer. I have already pre-cut the pieces that go in here and the piece we're going to stamp on. So I will leave all the dimensions down below. So I'm going to get my scoreboard out. And I'm going to show you how to score this. Okay. So at the 1 inch, we're going to score to the slit that we made. Okay. And here again, I'm a little ways away. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm doing the 2 inch as well. Just to the center slit. I might have gone over there a little bit, it's okay. And then 6.5 to the slit. And then I'm going to go ahead and just mark this so I don't have to guesstimate where my line is. There we go. Okay, so we have 1 inch, 2 inch, and 6.5 inches. And then for 5.5 inches, we're going to jump over to the center here and just score in the middle between the slits. And that's at 5.5. Okay, so the very best way to fold this is starting at this end. You're going to make this a mountain fold. Okay, then you're going to make the next one the valley fold. And then by doing that, when you come up here and grab this, it's going to all fall into place. Doesn't that make it a lot easier? I'm going to burnish these really good. Alrighty. Then we're going to do some stamping. Bring my Stamparatus out here. Just looking for my little pieces. I think I've misplaced my little pieces. Okay, I've got this piece here ready. This center piece is a very strange measurement. It's not super easy to remember. I've got a note though. It is, let me see, 2 1/16 by 4 3/8. Have fun with that one. It's not hard. I'm just giving myself a hard time. Okay, I have got the Stamparetta set up with both stamps. I've got the sentiment here, and then I've got the baubles there. Ornaments, baubles. I'm going to go ahead and do the sentiment first. Now I'm wondering what I did with my little papers. We may have to cut some more. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit more ink on that. Just because I can. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to turn it around. Beautiful feature of the Stamparatus. Close my ink so we don't get blue on everything. This is Misty Moonlight, by the way, that I'm using. Both cardstock and the ink pad. Okay, so I'm going to get out my embossing goodies here. And I'm going to treat the paper really well with anti-static. We don't want our fingerprints showing, and we want it to stand or stay clean and ink up well. Okay, I'm using Versamark watermark ink, and I want to make sure this gets lots of ink on it. I can't tell you how many times I've worked with this. I'm making a bunch of these, and some of them have been user error, that's for sure. I've scored in the wrong places, I've cut in the wrong places, I've gotten embossing powder everywhere, and look, my bottle's still full, pretty much. Stuff goes a long way. So if you mess up, it's okay. We are human. Before the video, I wanted to make sure I did it the right way. I know how to do it, but when you're talking and it's easy to make mistakes. That's one reason I haven't done lives yet. I'm warming up to them. Looks like that is done really, really well. Move the Stamparatus out of the way. Bring in this and get my handy dandy heat tool. I'll make a little noise for a minute. So get this stuff on it first. Last night when I did my coloring video, the nativity coloring video that you might have seen by now, I went and I tried to do this video right afterwards, and I didn't realize that I was off the screen. So I had to redo it today because you were seeing this much of it. This is like way down here. So I don't have a setup yet to where I can see myself as I'm videoing. So there. For a minute I thought I didn't get ink there. I was like, oh no, no, no. Don't do that to me. It's like we don't want to do this over and over again. We want it to be fun. There we go. That looks good. I'll do just a little bit more right there. Good. Okay, I'm going to save this. Coffee filter is so good for embossing because we want to keep that powder. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and heat emboss this. We'll heat up the paper. Magic. I'll turn it so I don't burn myself. It's one thing I haven't done yet, knock on wood. Looking good. Okay. So from here, that is going to sit right there. And the pieces I'm missing are the ones that go right here. So let me cut them real quick, because I do have the measurements written down. Yay! I'll take it out of my 6x6 piece of paper. Okay. These are 7/8. Here again, I'm going to use this side. Makes it so much easier. This trimmer is definitely worth, I think it's $25, and it's definitely worth the $25. I didn't think I needed it. I had the old one, and I didn't really like the old one. And when they did the new one, I was like, eh. And I won a prize, and I decided, oh, okay, I'm going to get the trimmer. So, let's see, this is 4 1/4. So I went ahead and got it, thinking, I don't know if I like it or not, but it is so much better than the one that we had previously. So if you're kind of on the fence because, you know, you can't get your blades any longer, this might be a good fit for you. Okay, so I'm going to use some liquid Tombow glue. We'll glue these babies in real quick. You guys have your Christmas cards done? I'm awful with sending Christmas cards. I'm going to send them this year though. But in the past, previous years, it's been bad. I'm telling on myself. This probably needed to be a little bit thinner. Okay. That's what I get for talking. But that's okay, it's just paper. It's something a girlfriend of mine used to tell me when I was like, ah! She's like, no, Melanie, it's just paper. It's not that expensive. Of course, the foil is a little bit more expensive, but still. Look at there, see? It's coming together. Okay, get that nice and straight. Oops. Here again, I'm doing it a little ways away from myself than I usually am to make sure you can see. Trying to make sure it's straight. There we go. Okay. And then I don't have the copper piece that I put under on the other ones, but I am going to put the champagne rhinestones on. I don't have a pick tool here, or I would use the pick tool to pick these babies up. These, even though they're champagne instead of bronze, they are perfect to use with the bronze. These papers that have the bronze in them, it's just so pretty. Actually, you know, I'm gonna put them down here because that bow is gonna have a bow there that would cover that one up. Okay, and actually the top of that ornament didn't take the heat emboss and all that great, but I'm not worried about it because that's where the bow's going. You can always embellish, or you can make it work. This is a little bow maker that a friend of mine gave me, and her husband made them, and I use it all the time, so Gloria, if you're watching this, thank you, because I'm really loving especially the little bows and the double bow. You know, here this is going to be a double bow. And, you know, but I can get it really little, which is what I like about it. This is Misty Moonlight. Also Misty Moonlight trim. So I'm going to tighten it real tight. Make sure it's center. This is actually the front. The front's on the back. So I'm going to do that real tight. Pull it off. Look at there. Isn't that adorable? I'm going to trim it down. I'm going to use a little glue dot. I gotta order glue dots. I'm out of glue dots. Are you out of glue dots? I am out of glue dots and basic black cardstock, though I think my order that arrived today has it in it, so yay. I haven't opened the box yet. So look at that. Is that not the cutest little bow? And it covered up that little area. It turned out perfect. So you can go ahead and put that piece of copper under here if you'd like to. I'm kind of torn because I don't know if I like, let me find one. I have a bunch of them here. I don't know if I like this on the inside. I guess I could cover it up with the same color. But I do like the look of it on the outside. Whoops. So look at this little, the peacock and, I think it's garden green and peacock. I love that ribbon. It's two-tone, it's metallic, and it went really good with this peacock. So, yeah, that's my favorite one out of the bunch. Out of all the different colors I've done. See? So, I hope you have enjoyed this little video as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. I am going to actually make a couple more of these up since I've already got the stuff cut. And they will be going out as Christmas cards this year. I will, or if you've enjoyed this video, feel free to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, so you get me in your inbox. And by all means, if you have questions or just want to chat, give me, send me a message. My email is melaniestamps@yahoo.com if you want to email me, and I'd be happy to help. If you don't have a current demonstrator and you'd like a new catalog, just let me know what you need and I will make sure you have it. You have a blessed day. Bye-bye.